This is Multiplaying, episode 44, recorded on September 10th, 2010.
Everybody online, looking good.
A companion podcast to the collaborative blog and gaming community that's playing as life allows. This is Multiplaying.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
And this is Multiplaying. How's everybody doing tonight?
Woo!
Party, it's Friday. Let's start off with the usuals. John, how you doing today?
I am feeling excellent. How about you?
You sound like shit.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we got John. Who else we got? We got Jason.
Hello.
We got Dean.
Hey.
And myself, Steve. Let's go around the virtual table here since we're all miles apart. John, what are you drinking tonight?
I've got the white wine today, once again.
Awesome.
The one
Jason?
called Evolution, sorry.
I'm drinking. What was it called?
It's called Evolution, sorry.
Really? That's
Yeah.
really. It's called Evolution. Sorry.
No.
Like it's apologizing already. For
Like,
it?
I'm sorry to ruin religion. Sorry about that. My bad.
I'm sorry that you have to drink this.
My bad. I didn't mean to do it.
Are you sure you're not drinking a bottle of perfume?
It's also a distinct possibility.
It's called White Diamonds.
This is like, what is this? J-Lo's Funk? I don't know. It's
Halo's funk.
It says
yeah.
something about having ass in your face, but anyways.
Yeah.
Uh,
That would explain it, actually.
Yeah. Ass in your face. Jason.
I am drinking a Game Day.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I saw the pictures on Twitter. You
took
that
some
was on
shit for
sale,
that.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a value. Is what the sign said. So I had to get it.
Value game day.
Even though
Yeah,
wasn't it more expensive than some of the other beers there?
No, I think it was the cheapest one.
Yes, it was. The Labatt Blue was like $6.29, whereas that was $6.99.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Man,
God damn it! I need to look more. When I'm
Wait. What did you buy? Was it a 6-pack?
No, I bought a 12.
Oh, okay, then that's what the difference
Oh
was.
yeah. Okay. So the 6-pack was
That was a
cheaper
12-pack?
than the 12-pack I got.
That was $6.99 for a 12-pack?
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. God damn it.
Wow.
What kind of life am I living? Sometimes I just stop and think, like, what am I doing? This is
Well,
terrible.
okay, we gotta clarify something here. You are drinking this shitty beer because tomorrow...
Oh, I'm going to the Michigan Renaissance Festival where I'm going to drink a shit ton of awesome beer.
Awesome.
They have beer
Nice.
tents everywhere and a lot of good stuff, a lot of Guinness and other microbrews and stuff. And I think there's a beer tasting fest tomorrow. It's one of my favorite days of the year. It's awesome.
Are you going just for the beer?
Yeah.
No, that's a huge part, but we like it.
That and all the breasts that hang out. You know.
Yeah, people watching there is incredible. It's some severe shit.
You need a video camera.
Use Twitter.
So you guys don't dress up then?
No, we don't.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
You make you actually go to a place that's like people purposefully dress up in mass to go and say, "Huh, you dressed up for this?"
You're dumb. We did have some sake earlier though, so
I saw
Oh,
that.
there-
that kind of made up. for
Oh, you should bring something out of context like that to the Renaissance Festival.
sake.
Yeah. Be like,
I
look at all
get
you
these
suckers.
robes there.
Yeah. Look at all you suckers bringing beer.
Yeah.
I still got to say one of the best Big Bang Theories was the one where they all go to the Ren Fest, and the one guy, got him again, branded tonight, the one guy dresses up like Spock.
Yeah. Yes.
It was very good. But anyways, Dean,
Yes.
what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a Vitarain.
Oh,
I
what?
don't know. It's
is that?
I'm drinking some juice.
Some juice.
Yeah. I'm
Vitamin
hard
is
stuff.
in the name.
It's in the name, Vitarain. I don't know. It's from Costco and it was cheap.
Is it like
Oh,
the
okay, it's-
knockoff 50-cent Vita
So
Water?
this is like the game day of juice.
Yes.
It's on.
It's on.
You know what's funny is I don't know why I thought that was like the slogan for game day, but it's not. I think
What is it?
it's just game day, best great value. But whenever I see it, I'm like, All right, it's on. Let's
He
do
made
this.
it up. He just thought it was the slogan.
7-Eleven should pay me money and copyright that.
I think you need to be their marketing manager for the.
Yeah, no kidding. Because that'd be an awesome slogan. It's on.
Yeah. Like,
You know what?
You don't care what you're doing. Just it's on. Let's do this.
You got the cheapest 12-pack in the
You're
nation,
buying
buddy.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got money for other shit.
Get that Snickers bar. You deserve it.
You can buy her hot dogs now.
You're a champion. Get that Snickers bar. You know, I've done that before where I've gotten game day and I've got like a candy bar and eating on the way home and I just kind of look at my candy bar and I look at the game day and like, what the fuck am I doing? It's not a life.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's your life though. That's
Yeah, it's a very stark realization. Very surreal.
I've got nothing but a Mountain Dew throwback. So
Nice.
Oh, those are good.
mhm,
Mountain Dew
I
throwback?
prefer them over the regular Mountain Dew. So
the throwback.
It's healthier too.
is it?
Yeah, high
You
fructose
sure about that?
syrup. A lot of shit.
Before we go on though, real quick, interesting story. I may or may not leave this in. I was leaving my kid's daycare the other day. And was it yesterday? It was yesterday, as a matter of fact. I was leaving my kid's daycare, and I don't know anybody that's seen pictures of my car on the forums. I have a front bumper license plate, a German front bumper license plate that says Slurm on it.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, but I was leaving yesterday, and one of the other parents, this dude walked up. He was taking his son out to their car. He stopped like as I was putting my kids in. He goes, "Hey, I had to take a picture of your car the other day because your license plate's awesome." I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." He's like, "Yeah, we've been watching reruns and new episodes of Futurama lately." He looks at his son. He goes, "Hey, Jack, do your Zoidberg." And the kid like raises his hands up in the air like they're claws and goes.
They took away my credit card.
Yeah, it was the best thing ever. I was dying laughing.
God, you were like, wow, that
I
is
was
an
like,
awesome.
why aren't
thing.
you my son? I looked at my son just like, God damn.
Like he's a piece of shit.
Terrible.
You look at the guy very somberly in the face and say, "You want to trade?"
Oh!
You should have said, "What the fuck's Futurama?" He's like, "You had no idea what you're talking about."
Yes. You just looked at him like, "You're such an idiot," and then
And then
just
just walk away.
just get in the car and leave. What are you talking about?
Leaving you here.
Why is your kid acting like a dumbass?
God, your kid's dumb.
Slurms is German for grandma. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a way to insult my family, my clan.
My family crest. Yeah.
Yeah, my family crest. Oh, shit.
Of the slug people. Alright. So, playing this week, what have you been playing, John?
Not too much. I've been really busy, but I've been playing Guild Wars. I've been kind of enjoying that a lot, and a bit more Elemental, enjoying that as well. Takes a really, really long time, by the way, in the regular campaign, the regular games, to like take over the whole map. At least it takes me a long time. I don't know if it takes other people a long time. It takes me forever. Holy crap! Good lord.
Yeah.
Any?
Have you tried any multiplayer yet?
No,
I think it
wasn't
went live.
I wasn't aware that it went live, so
I could be wrong. I know that they said it is. It may not be live yet, but I know they said that it's coming up very, very soon.
I don't know.
I don't know. I know I got an email, I believe it was yesterday, from Stardock saying Elemental has released.
That is technically true.
I was like, alright. Are you just, were you making sure first? Okay, everything's patched up. Now it's released.
My shit's not crashing as much, so I
There you go.
I haven't finished the campaign yet, so I haven't done the regular scenarios. But
Yeah, I'm still not crashing, so that's a plus. You know.
that is good. That is a plus. That is good.
Yeah. I wasn't crashing before. I'm not crashing now, so I'm gonna go with good job.
Yeah. Thumbs up.
Hooray! Really enjoying
And,
it. Guild Wars though.
Yeah, I was about to say with Guild Wars, what level are you at right now?
So far my Ranger Necro, which is pretty badass actually. I like that. Is level 7-ish, but he's in like the Prophecies campaign because I didn't know any better. I was just like, whatever, let's start all the way on the left. Like, I'm assuming that's the first campaign, so I just went and did that, and it seems pretty cool. And I was like, all right, well, and then when I realized everyone was in Nightfall, right? Nightfall was what it was.
Yep.
I went and remade my guy, and all of a sudden I'm level 5, like, in like 3 minutes, it seemed like.
Yeah, it's much quicker there, and you get the heroes. I mean, it's much easier starting there, a lot more fun.
And I was like, wow, this is like way cooler than Prophecies. And I was like, wow, man.
Well, I mean, they were learning and developing more as they went, so.
Yeah, so I definitely, I really only got to the point where, like, I'm level almost 6, I think, where I finished, like, the very beginning part of Nightfall, and again, Ranger, but I'm gonna grab Necro when I get a chance. But apparently, I heard through some research that Ranger Necro is apparently an actual very potent spec, because you if you rank up your expertise, that affects the touch abilities.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like touch me bad.
Did you say touch me bad?
What?
Yeah. What is that?
Touch me bad?
I don't know.
Show me on the doll where the Necro touched you.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of Color Me Bad? What? I want to sex you up? Is that what you're thinking of?
Anyway.
Outro music. All right.
One of my buddies in high school, Jake Holloway, his brother looked exactly like the one guy with the goatee from Color Me Bad.
I like how you called him out by full name.
Yeah, I want him to know.
Because he listens to this podcast.
Yeah, he probably does.
Or his friends do. Friends
People
and
are
family.
going to look him up and then drive over to his house and, like, ring his doorbell. He opens up. Oh, yeah, you do. All right.
Actually, in high school, his name was Jake Littman, and he changed it because his mom was married, and people used to call him Jake Clipman.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's classy.
How you doing, Jake?
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Clipmans.
Or the Clipmans. The time
It's not the Clipmans, it's the Litmans.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, no, it's Clipman.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway,
We're talking about Guild Wars or something?
I don't know. So yeah, with the touch abilities, apparently the expertise affects the energy cost on those, and then when you actually get to higher levels, the necro abilities have like a lot of life leech and stuff. So
It's crazy to me because I've been rolling a lot of new characters in Guild Wars and looking at primary and secondary combos and just how much people have figured out how those work together. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised because everyone does that in MMOs, but it's just, I don't know. It always...
For all the different combos, you're like, why would
the
I go...
research they do.
You're like, why would I go Elementalist Warrior? I have no idea, or, like, stuff like
But
that.
someone made that shit work.
Yeah, and they're like, well, because if you crunch the numbers on the Rain of Fire with the armor and blah, 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 and you're just like, holy shit, dude.
I just like that you can do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what really jumped out at me when I was making a monk character the other week was looking at that and how people had actually figured out how you could do not even do a secondary spec, but just do a monk spec and do it a exact certain way, and you could basically never run out of power and always have mana to do certain spells and like thrive in a certain situation. It may only be PvE, but people like could tell you exactly how to do that and just rock it, and it's just crazy just how much work people put into a certain situation, and that's what they find fun, and it's cool that people do that.
I'll never get min-maxers, but I will love them always for posting their builds on the internet for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's good advice. Like, okay, I'm not going to be as insane as you, but I may use some of what you said.
Totally.
Yeah, I'll never have the gear that you have, but I'll use the spec line.
Yeah.
So yeah, that and I had, not that it's relevant to what I've been playing, I guess we can talk about it later with Guild Wars 2. I kind of, watching a bunch of videos with Guild Wars 2, they basically said that they're not really going to have secondary classes, at least they insinuated that, but that each class will be much, much more flexible depending on what they carry and what they use.
Yeah, that kind of bumps me out.
Yeah, I will say that's like one of my lasting like loves of Guild Wars so far is that like I kind of had forgot about it a little bit, but like as I'm playing it again now, it's like, man, like that is just so badass. Like as I've gone around the block with MMOs and like go back to that, even just casually, it's like, that is bananas that I can just go on there and really make whatever class I want. Sure, like the amount of abilities and stuff that you get is limited, but for good reason. But yeah, it's just really crazy that I can, like, I have a dervish necro. I made a warrior necro, and I think
Necro's like the best secondary class.
I love it. But I think back in the day I had a ranger monk, and it was all that shit that you can do. It's really cool.
Yeah, I thought about doing Ranger Monk, and I was like, nah, I like Death better.
The great thing about though is you can just throw out classes like, hey, wouldn't a Ranger Monk be cool? And you'd be like, yeah, I want to go play that, like, just to see what it's like. And that's kind of sad if they don't have that in the next.
What about Ranger? No, stupid.
Yeah.
No, what about just Ranger? You're dumb.
Why would you do that?
I remember I was
That's not
playing.
always true. There's people who they run one build, you know.
Yeah,
and
I know. And I actually saw one person who was I think he was a monk. Honestly, he wasn't like level 20, but he was like level 9, and he was only a monk.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. The build I was looking at was only monk. Like, it didn't matter what your secondary was. You were only using monk skills.
Yeah, so you don't even have to bother with grabbing the other. You know, it's like, what's the point? You know, you're just a monk anyway.
This is just bullshit, like rubbers.
Yeah. But you've been playing anything else, John?
Not recently. I've been really busy with school and stuff. So
That's cool. How about you, Jason?
I've been playing some Guild Wars, just dicking around in that. Other than that, I have been playing a lot of Spider-Man's Shattered Dimensions.
Oh, you picked it up.
Yeah, I did, and I am loving it.
Really?
That is a great game. I'm probably, I think I was about 6-7 hours in, and for people who don't know, it's a Spider-Man game that's based on 4 different versions of Spider-Man. So in the comics, it's the original Amazing Spider-Man, it's the Ultimate Spider-Man, which is the kind of reboot that they've done. It's the Noir Spider-Man, which is a version 1920s Spider-Man that's kind of less action, more stealth.
Spider sense tingling.
Yeah, that's a lot of gangster type of talk. And it's also the Spider-Man 2099, which is a futuristic Spider-Man that's been around since like 91, I think. And it's not open world like a lot of the last Spider-Mans. It's very linear and very focused. So you will start a level and it's only specific to one of the Spider-Mans. And I was a little bit nervous about that at first because, like I said, the last Spider-Man games have been open world, but a lot of them have kind of sucked. I've played, I think, all of them. The last one I thought was really good was Ultimate Spider-Man, which was back on the original Xbox and PS2.
I was about to say, I think I remember that on the PS2.
Yeah, and I like that one a lot. But this one is more focused. It's more story-driven. You can't free swing around. But the combat, which was kind of a mess in the older games, is really tight here and really focused. So you can't swing around, so it does make you focus more on what Spider-Man can do. And each Spider-Man has different abilities, and there's a really nice upgrade system. You can replay levels, and you get experience points as you go. And there's also mini challenges that kind of remind me of like Shadow Complex, where it kind of tells you, okay, you web zipped one out of 10 guys, do 9 more, and you get some experience, and you complete this little challenge. And it's specific to that level, so you can go replay that level if you think you didn't, kind of more do like a speed run type of thing. And you get experience points, and it's really good at telling you, okay, you probably want to upgrade now, and maybe this is a good upgrade, but giving you enough options that are specific to the different characters. So you may get an upgrade that's only good for the Ultimate Spider-Man, or one that's good for the Noir Spider-Man, which I really like. And they do play a lot differently. So Amazing Spider-Man is something that you may see from the more traditional open world Spider-Man games. And Noir Spider-Man, he doesn't have a lot of strength and he can't take a lot of hits, so he plays more like Batman and Batman Arkham Asylum, where you're swinging on pedestals and you're doing sneak attacks on people. and it's more stealth, and you have to avoid bright lights because you're kind of like a detective. And like Spider-Man 2099, if people aren't familiar with that, it's futuristic cities with really high skylines. So there's a lot of just free fall fighting and swinging up, and you can't fall down because you would just plummet to your death. Really, really varied, and I'm really impressed with what they did, kind of packing all these in. And the great thing is, you complete a level, it may take 15, 20 minutes, and then you go play something completely different.
I was about to say, so there's, instead of, like, if they were to make a game out of just one of those, it'd probably be a pretty boring game, but since they've packed all the different types in, it makes it very interesting all the time.
Exactly. Like an open world game, you might get bored after 5 hours.
Right.
But this varies it up really well, and you're going to go do something different.
Is it difficult to switch gears between the different Spider-Mans or whatever? It sounds kind of, I don't know, schizophrenic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but it does a really good job of giving you prompts, and and the story is kind of cheesy, but there's a lot of really good writing and actually really good voice acting, and the whole premise is that I can't remember her name, Madam Web from the comics. She's kind of prompting you through the story, and she will like prompt you, hey, you want to use your rage mode in the ultimate one. You want to use and it will prompt up.
Angry.
Yeah, and it'll be a tutorial, but you're right. You need that because some of the mechanics are different from the different Spider-Mans. I mean, the basic controls are the same, but they're like certain special powers that you won't remember exactly. So it does a really good job of presenting that to you.
Well, sounds damn interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I kind of hope I don't know how they would do a demo for this because you can't really demo the 4 different universes. But the writing's really good. There's been a couple times where I've really chuckled. And what kind of really impresses me is there's different voices for all the different Spider-Mans. And all of them, they're not all Peter Parkers, if you know the lore of the comics, but they're like Neil Patrick Harris is the Amazing Spider-Man voice. And
Really?
Yeah, and Ultimate Spider-Man, I believe, is one of the guys who used to do it in the 90s cartoon. I could be wrong, but the really good cartoon that used to run on Fox in the 90s. But they're all different, and they're all actually pretty good. And the story is like but the acting is really good, and Spider-Man is his usual sarcastic self and not terribly cheesy. There's a lot of times, especially like in the Electro level, that I was kind of cracking up to myself as I went. So definitely at least worth a rent for people. And if you really like Spider-Man games, I definitely think it's a buy.
What platform is it on?
It's on 360, PS3. I don't think it's on PC, but I got it on PS3.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yep. So that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Cool. Dean, what's going on?
Not a whole lot.
What the hell are you playing?
Oh my god. So the last time I was on, I was playing, or just starting to play, EverQuest Extended. And I chuckle every time I say that. So
You're done with that game, right?
I'm done with EQ2X.
Yeah, you're done. You finished it, right?
I've beat it.
Awesome. That's
So
good.
that's it. That's what I'm...
Yeah, how many hours did it take?
How was the last cutscene?
There was this airship, and you find out that Aerith really wasn't killed.
Oh, God, really? Good.
Yeah, it was awesome. So,
But anyways,
You made so many people so mad right there.
it's over. If you haven't played that game, you're not gonna.
Spoilers.
Yeah, these are facts right now.
Yeah, so I've been playing EQ2X. They actually just made classes available for purchase, which is something that they hadn't initially made available when the game came out, and they actually bent to community demand and finally made classes available for purchase in their little station cash shop. Cool. And they're $7.50 per class, and a one-time purchase will unlock that class for play on your account, whether it's a paid account or a free-to-play account. So I actually dropped $7.50. I swear to God, I'm paying more for this game free to play than I would if I actually subbed. But
That's exactly what they want you to do.
That's exactly how it works. Because you're like, oh, I could drop $1 for this. I could drop $5 for that. I could drop this for that. You know, it's just like by the time you actually add it up by the end of the month, you're like, wow, I paid like $75.
People like a la carte.
I look at my I love a la carte, and I look at my credit card statement, and it's like Sony, and I'm like, fuck. But so I dropped the $750. But the cool thing is that really, again, it's amazing what they're giving away for free. So I don't have to buy anything other than the class that I want to really get stuff out of the game. So I figure a one-time purchase, and I can just, come back and play it whenever I want. So I purchased the Illusionist class, and if you've ever played EverQuest, it plays like, and I never played an enchanter back in the old days, but it plays like an enchanter. Yeah, it's like crowd control where you can mez everybody. And the worst part about it is that because everybody's playing the free classes, which are like just really basic archetypes. You got your tank, you got your DPS, you've got your healer, and like a nuke caster basically, and there's no crowd control whatsoever, so nobody knows how to play with me. So I'm trying to mez people. I was in a group last night, and we were killing all these heroic guys. They're basically, I don't know, elites or whatever they're called in games, harder mobs, harder than normal mobs, and I'm trying to make sure that they're all controlled, that they're all stunned, and making sure that everybody's not dying and not getting tanked on. Well, they have no clue how to play with me, and so they keep on using area of effect abilities, just canceling out everything that I'm doing. So I'm basically just standing there spamming stun, and then they're undoing it, and I'm like, whatever, they're not dying, and I'm getting free experience. So, but that's a downside, is that when you have those limitations in place, if you do purchase a class, nobody knows how to play with you. They're like, oh, that's cool. What are you doing? I have no idea what you're doing. So your role's not as defined.
Oh, you can stun that thing? Look, I can unstun that thing.
Exactly, and it's a pain in the ass. Well, and last night this guy, we're running a dungeon called Caladim, and it's like the old dwarven city from the first one, and basically we're running around and we're all about to die. So finally, the two people who are AoEing die, and then I'm able to mez everything so that the remaining two people in the party can kill them. And I said, I'm having a hard time mezzing people, and he's like, that's because everybody's AoEing. And I said, did you notice how the mez works when they're dead? So anyway, they got the point across. I've been having a great time in that game. Like I said before, I have huge bags, and it's it's so much fun because I can do all the crafting I want. I've got my character in tier 3 master crafted gear, which is like the best that you can get in the game.
Ooh!
And it's really fun.
Look how badass you are.
What level are you?
My illusionist is level 29, actually.
Out of 50?
90.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ. That is
Yeah,
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I think when it came out, it was like level 50, I think.
It was 50, and then they kept raising it. But the levels go faster than your average one MMO, I think, personally.
I'd hope so. I mean, if they're 90.
And even with the slider, the AA, the alternative advancement slider, where it's like a certain percentage of your experience points go to alternative advancement, where you can, put points into skills and building your character. Even with that, set at 50% toward that and 50% toward gaining level, you still level really fast, and the pacing is awesome.
Yeah, you're always getting something. Like, you don't feel like you're not making any progress, and that's
Absolutely.
the beauty of EQ2, is that they really designed it well as far as the feel of it. Like, you don't feel like, God, I've been playing for 7 hours and I got nothing out of it. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
like you play for 7 hours, you got like a shit ton of new skills. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, this is so cool.
And there's so much content that it's like you never really feel like you're grinding and stuff. So people should probably try that game. It's cool.
Especially since it costs nothing.
It costs 0, and you still get a ton. So look me up in game or
And
something.
me too,
How
even
would
though
they
I
do
don't
that?
play nearly as much as Dean does.
Yeah, dude, you know how people are like, go back to WoW. For me, it's like, go back to EQ2. You can find me, you can either find me on my, what the hell is that? Swashbuckler, Gwa, GWAH, or my illusionist, Amiria, AMYRIA. So who me and say hi. I love to group because it's really fun with the illusionist.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You don't have AoEs.
I'm just gonna message you, which was just the emote of foot tap.
Foot tap. Bam, bam.
Exactly.
Yeah, nobody's going to know what that is because I'm cutting that out.
No, but Dean will.
That's
Cool.
great.
Anything else you've been playing, Dee?
The only other thing I've been playing, and I've been playing this for about 2 months, is this game called Godville on the iPod Touch or iPhone. It's basically a zero-player game. I don't know if anybody here has played Progress Quest,
What? Oh, yeah?
where
Wait,
basically,
a zero-player game?
yeah. Have you ever heard of
As in,
Progress?
like, nobody plays...
Correct. Like, you don't play it. It plays itself.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
the concept is that it's kind of a parody of MMOs like Progress Quest is, where they give you this virtual world and this hero, and it plays the game for you, and it sends back reports, and it says, you know, I slayed this, I slayed that, and it's got a really good sense of humor, just like silly crap. You'll see me tweet and Carr tweet like little stupid crap, like, if your hero dies, he's like, oh, this ditch is really nice today. Are you going to resurrect me or not? Like, it's just really silly stuff that it says. And the game just plays itself. It levels itself. He joins a guild. He's in Circle of Trust right now. I finally got him back in the guild because the idiot left the guild. Like, you have no control over this guy. And it's
What a douche.
What a douche. But it's fun. It's like you just check it once in a while and see how high of a level you are and look at the silly messages. It's fun. If you have an iPhone or an iPod and Wi-Fi or whatever, get it.
What version of iPhone?
Oh, dude, I just got an iPod Touch 4th Gen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pure sex. It's got the new Retina display, and I got to fool around with FaceTime with a buddy in Massachusetts last night, and it's like Star Trek. It is insane. But yeah, it's awesome. It's got that Retina display and some really cool features. It's fun. It's got some battery issues, but it's fun. So that's what I have been playing.
Awesome. I have been playing a little bit of Red Dead Redemption.
What's that?
Really?
Apparently a Western.
That was
Yeah.
like a GTA?
Yeah, something like that, but with horses.
Oh.
So yeah, everybody may have already heard of Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah,
Except for Dean.
I still need to beat it.
But yeah, I want to get rid of the game.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. But it's been in my library long enough that I'm like, yeah, I need to get rid of you, but I know I'm pretty close to finishing you, so let me try to finish you first. And that game will not fucking end. I swear. And I thought that I was about done, because what was hilarious was that evidently I had stopped the last time right before like a major like story arc point in the third act. And first day I sit down to play some, I was like, okay, I'm going to start getting through this game. I'm not going to say anything that happens because it's spoilerific, but basically the purpose, you all right in there?
That's actually my wife, sorry.
Oh.
That was your wife? That sounded like you.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, no crap. Oh, this is going to be fun to edit. But anyways, like the purpose for which you like are in the game for, the storyline purpose is met.
Spoilers.
I'm not saying anything what
You
happened,
already
but
spoiled it.
the did I? No, I
I'm
didn't.
kidding. I'm totally kidding.
The purpose is met, but then there's still more
Oh,
game.
the afterlog. I've heard about that. That it goes on a
It's
lot.
like, come on. It's like, just end. And it's having me do tedious tasks. And it's like, the game is like, I'm so on the fence with the game that like, there'll be a moment. Anytime I play the game, there'll be a moment where I like bask in the glory of the environment that's created in it. And I'm just like, wow, this is just amazing. The job that they did with this game is just phenomenal. Just the touches of like the mood and the music and the sounds, and it's like, oh, I love it. And then I'm just doing these tedious tasks. It'd be like playing like a Kill 10 Rats quest constantly, but just in this amazing environment. It's just, come on, seriously?
Like Ion.
Kind of like Ion. So there you go.
Yeah, I
But-
kind of know what you're saying, because that's one that I love. I love the game, but there's a lot. It falls in that typical open world thing at
Yeah.
times where it's just like, really, this system is so convoluted, and I don't really feel like I need to do this. And I've heard people kind of mixed. Some people love the ending, and some people say exactly what you said. Like, really? This is still going? Like,
Yeah, and I don't know. I have not got to the ending yet. I've put about since I've picked it back up, I've put another like 3 or 4 hours into it. I may have that much more to go. I really don't know how much more I have to go, but I don't think that it's very much. I think hopefully this weekend I will cap it out. But it's yeah, it's just I want it to end because I am interested in the story, because the storyline is still interesting to me, even though this part of the storyline has kind of dropped off a cliff at this point, and I don't really know why I'm still playing it. But I think that there's still going to be something there that will be like, oh, this is why I'm still playing it. But I just think that there's like the game, the whole like with something that I've said like in talks with people that I know at work, like the whole middle part of Mexico, that whole section, you didn't need it. I really don't think that you needed Mexico. If they would have cut that out and maybe chopped up a little bit of what was like in the end here of what I'm doing, it would have moved so much faster and smoother and seemed more like a solid story.
That game reminds me of a game that if I was in high school and I had a ton of free time and not a lot of money, I'd totally appreciate how much value I got out of it.
Exactly. That's what's crazy about it, is that like if I had to pick one game to play constantly, like what you're saying, yeah, this would be great because there's so much side stuff that I don't do because I just want to get through the storyline. And the storyline takes me so long that it's not it's not, me personally, with the time that I try to divide amongst different games, it's not allowing me the time to do this extra stuff. I started to like when I first was playing the game, but it was like, man, I am getting nowhere in the storyline.
Yeah, and I'm in Mexico right now, and like the same thing. The gameplay is just as good as it was before, but it just really seems stagnant from a narrative perspective.
Yeah, and it's what I said earlier about not wanting the Mexico chunk wasn't because Mexico wasn't great. That whole section was amazing.
The intro to Mexico was awesome.
Oh my God, yes, it was. It was fantastic. But what I'm saying is like that whole section in Mexico, they could have removed the purpose of why you went there and wrapped it up back in the States, and they could have probably added Mexico as a whole as like a big DLC pack, and it would have been amazing. But again, that's me, so I'm sure people will disagree with that point. But anyways, enough Red Dead Redemption talk. Other than Red Dead Redemption, I have been playing Guild Wars. We're doing a weekly MMO night, so if you are playing Guild Wars and are interested in that, hey, go check out the forums. There's a section in the Game On part. We'll link to it in the show notes too. So, but anywho, other than Guild Wars, I have picked up Warhammer Online.
Cool.
I saw you playing this.
Yeah,
I saw you.
Don't be ashamed of that.
I'm not. I'm not actually not ashamed of it. It's I've been seriously badly wanting some RVR.
Exactly. You need an RVR fix every once in a while, and I've been thinking the same thing, but I'm not ready to go back, but I'm gonna at some point check it out.
And I was actually gonna write an article, but I think in lieu of doing that, I'm just gonna state it real quick because I don't think it's worth an entire article. But no, I was thinking today, I was like, man, I'm going back to war for like the third time now, and then I was like, the last time that I went back, I was like, man, it's just because of the IP and the environment, and it's because it's got good PvP, but it's like, man, it's weird because, like, out of all the MMOs that I've ever played, there's only been 2 that I can think of that I've actually gone back to more than once, and it's Warhammer Online now.
And Horizons.
And Horizons. Oh, man, it was 3 then, because number 3 was Dark Age of Camelot.
Yeah.
I went back to Dark Age Camelot like 4 or 5 times. I had played it for like a year right off the bat, and then I took a break, and then I kept on going back to it. And it's like, I don't know what it is.
It's PvP.
I think that it's got to be what it is.
It's new. It's novel every time you go back. Every time you log in, there's a different experience.
I just think it's because there's PvP and other MMOs out there, but no one does it quite on the level of what Mythic does. Even though, you can flat out say there are some problems with it.
Yeah.
No, I don't think even people that play the game will say that there aren't problems with it, because there are some serious problems with it. But it's still the best PvP and MMOs out there, in my opinion.
Yeah, the biggest thing about DOC and Warhammer 2 that I get the biggest thrill and that I think about when I go back is I love the moment of either going up to a keep and getting ready to siege it, or being in a keep and like people circling it, and that tension of what occurs in between that moment. Yeah. In those moments, and that's what kind of, every time I think of Warhammer or DAOC, they're like, wow, I kind of miss going and buffing up people or getting ready for people to siege us or getting.
the one thing that you said is like against what other MMOs do is the wait. Is like in Warhammer Online and in Daok, there were so many times where you were waiting for something to happen, and then when it happens, or if you finally come across this moment, like relic raids, oh my god, there were so many big moments in the game that did not happen very often, but when they did, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't happen in a lot of other MMOs. A lot of other MMOs are
Very
you jump
scripted.
on, you jump on, you do these things, you log off.
Yep.
And the counter to that though, what drives me away occasionally from Warhammer, what did from Daok, is there's a lot of nights where you jump on and there's not a damn thing that goes on.
It's all dependent on the community.
Yeah, it's
which is the good and the bad.
Which is actually what like my current problem with the game is. I mean, I've only been back a couple of days, and I'm already in a problem. Is like, okay, it's down to like 4 servers in North America now, and it seems like there's one popular one. I personally would rather be playing Order right now. That's kind of when I came back and said, you know what, I think I'm going to play Order. Because there's a couple characters on there I want to get leveled up and that I really like, the classes. And I jump back on, and it turns out, oh, guess what? You're on the probably the least populated server right now, so there's no action for you.
Yeah.
Like, that just kind of sucks.
That's rough.
So it's like, do I just play the classes that I want to play on the low pop server, or do I go over to the other side on the high pop server that has the destruction characters that I'm okay with playing, but it sucks.
Yeah, it's not what you want to play.
It's a bad
not
situation.
what you have the itch to play right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's rough.
But we'll see. I'll hopefully they do something to. I mean, but this seems like a conversation we have every time one of us plays War. Is like, hopefully they do something with the servers. So I don't know.
Well, in the end, it has to be. They have to have more people.
Yeah, and it's a bad situation. But
What tier are you playing in right now, Steve?
depends on where I go. If I play, I think either way, I'll probably be in T2. Like on, let's see, I'm trying to think of what classes I have. I have a warrior priest and a witch hunter that I want to play on order but I think they're both T3. And then on the destruction side, yeah, I guess they're all T3 because on the destruction side on Badlands I have a marauder and a disciple of Cain. So yeah, there's that.
I miss keep sieges.
Hopefully I'll have some of that this weekend.
It's the best part of the game.
Yeah.
But that's all I've been playing, so we'll get into the news.
So, what's in the news?
The first bit of news, Sean Dahlberg from the Old Republic community team has left the building. He quit, but there's no word as to where he's going. It sounds like he's got big stuff planned, but it just was kind of weird to me that the game's still a ways from being out, and he's already taken off.
He's probably making a game, The New Republic.
There you go.
Mine's better because it's newer.
The present Republic.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird to analyze a company as big as BioWare to why is that guy leaving? Yeah.
Yeah, it seems weird, but it's like he's got to have a freaking reason for it. So there's always a personal reason for it. Whether that be money or whatever.
We will never know.
So go, Sean Dahlberg, go.
Yeah, whatever you're
Pump
doing.
those crazy legs. Keep running.
Pump those crazy legs. Somebody posted in here, Corellia revealed.
Yeah, that was, I think it was just today. I just saw that, so I threw it in there. There is just some screenshots that got posted up. It's not full videos and stuff like that, but some screenshots got posted up of Corellia just saying hey, this is Corellia, just so you know. And then we're going to release more info later. So I thought it was kind of cool because you always hear about Corellian ships and Corellian weapons and all that stuff in the movies and the books and stuff, and you never actually see what they look like on the planet.
Thousands of years from now, somebody's going to get busy and pump out a Han Solo.
Exactly. So anyway, just I thought that was kind of interesting.
All right. Let's see. In other MMO news, Lord of the Rings Online is free. People go out there and play you some Lotro. It's completely free. That's all I got.
Free. I checked the store out actually real quick when it came out. Unfortunately, because I'm a lifer, there's a lot of stuff that's cut off for me. But
really?
For anybody,
Really, I'm a lifer too. What is cut off?
But by cut off, I mean there's certain things that you can't purchase because you already have them. And,
well, that's different. If you already have it, so what?
Well, I don't know what's changed, so that I don't know because I can't explain to people what if they're a free player what they won't be getting. So,
Oh.
Yeah, it can kind of be overwhelming to you to come back after all this time and see all the shit that you have that you really don't. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the awesome things I will mention about that, though, for anybody who does care, if you remember the deed grinds and the oh crap, over the traits, the trait grinds,
Yeah.
where you have a maximum of 10 traits and things like that. You no longer have to do those kill quests if you don't want to, like kill 4,000 wargs in order to get one, increase in agility of 3 points. You can actually buy those. You can buy those from the store. And I had like 4,000 points on my account, so I was like, sweet.
Cash money! My agility's going to be off the hook.
So I actually dropped some points on getting that up to 3, or getting that all the way maxed out, because I was like, screw this, I don't want to grind anymore, and one day I'll revisit this hunter, so I'm just going to buy this shit now.
You could just like buy tons of dexterity for a character they can just whip off in like 2 seconds.
Yes.
Thank God. I don't have to waste my time
Playing Lotro.
jacking
Yeah.
it. I can just whip off.
Okay. So essentially you can buy stats, is what you're saying.
You can buy stuff. I mean, and really, there's nothing in there that's game breaking. Like, they don't really have any armor sets. Like, there's stuff for crafters, and there's expansion packs and character slots and stuff like that. But there's really nothing game breaking, like plus 10 sort of uberness. I was really hoping.
2x.
Well, there's nothing like that. There's nothing really like that in
Yeah,
there
I know.
either. But I
I know,
kind of
I'm
wish
just
there was. In Lotra, I was like, man, I want a plus 87 bow of awesome. But they didn't have any, so I couldn't buy it.
One thing I was really bummed that wasn't included free, and I can understand why they're not doing it, is I wanted to come try out the monster play PvP, but
yeah.
you have to subscribe for that.
Really? That's
Which
understandable.
Yeah, it's just a bummer. But yeah.
Although, I'm almost wondering if that's really a great thing, because you would think that you'd want all the free people to jump in there and play the monster so they can get their asses handed to them by the people that are actually playing the game.
I thought, that's such a novel idea when it first launched. Like, get people in there and, like, find a way to monetize it other than that. Get people playing it and make it active. Because right now it's probably still going to be kind of a ghost town.
Paid people playing the monster play stuff will get this armor and weapon. Free-to-play people playing the monster play will have a shirt with a target on it.
I know, it'd be a hard thing to do. But yeah. I mean, to make it fair. But
I'm going to interrupt for a second. Have you guys seen any of the demos for Epic Citadel?
yes. I
Dude,
have,
yes.
I have that on my iPhone 4. It looks
I'm
awesome.
looking at it right now, and I think I'm going to...
Yeah, with your new one. Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah, if that actually is a meaningful game, that will be insane.
I have never seen anything like this on a portable device.
It looks incredible. I remember showing it to Shannon, and she said, "What is that? Like, is that like a thing, or is that going to be a game?" Like, yeah, it's going to be a game coming out and a license they put out to people. And actually, the touch control
It's good.
makes me actually kind of hopeful that they can actually use it in a meaningful way, because most of those games suck.
There's a river! Sorry, I didn't mean to like totally hijack this, but
There's a river!
No,
Dude,
the little
like-
details, like the leaves falling. Did you notice any of that?
I haven't got down there yet, but this is like, my mouth is, I can't, you could probably shove a fist in there.
Hot.
Weird. Hot, but hot, yeah.
But no, it looks incredible.
This is oh my god. Yeah, this beats out any other portable device I have ever seen. That is insane.
Be great if it had buttons, but whatever.
That's absolutely true. I totally did not mean to hijack it, but
No,
hey,
it's okay.
people, anybody who can run this, you need to get it because your mouth will be open wide. Edit that shit out.
No, I'll leave it in. But yeah, it's a free tech demo download, and I think it works on other systems, but it looks best on the ones with the high def Retina display.
No, you were saying never seen anything like that before. I may just cut my little thing out, but I saw screens today of the Dead or Alive fighting game for the 3DS.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the fucking screens of that?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god, that looks
Give that
beautiful.
That system has such cool looking shit. I'm buying that day one, no matter what the price is, basically.
I just was looking at the shots and I didn't read that it said 3DS, and I was like,
Yeah.
God. I kind of go, man, Dead or Alive really hasn't come a long way if this is their new PS3 game. And then I looked up and it said 3DS, and I was like,
Yeah.
there's no fucking way that's on the 3DS.
Did you see the Street Fighter 4 stuff that's coming out in 3DS?
Yeah.
And it's
like side-by-side shots of Street Fighter 4 on that and Street Fighter 4 on like the PS3, and they don't look that much different.
And the crazy thing is, there are tons of people saying that the control-wise, like even on the iPhone, that they've streamlined it so much that shit plays really well. And I'm really tempted, but I don't want to spend $10 to find out. But a lot of people are saying that it will actually work on the 3DS.
Yeah, I want that.
Holy crap.
But
I want to go to there.
But anyways, let's see, another MMO news. We have a quick one from Warhammer. I actually picked this up off of Where It's blog, who is our site of the week, but we'll get in a minute. He actually had from a Q&A about the RVR pack. With the R&R Q&A thread winding down, Andy dropped a rather big surprise on us. He didn't go into details, but sometimes a yes is all we need to hear. The question was, are there any plans for mobile siege weaponry? And he just said, yep.
Wow.
So it's like, wow, really no idea exactly what that means, but it's cool. Hopefully
Do
it
people
means
even
like
use siege weaponry still? Like, whenever I played, nobody used siege weapons except for the RAM. That's it.
right. It's I don't know. It sounds
Well,
interesting. Maybe we can do
it's
some
because,
ball scaling.
yeah, that'd be awesome. It's because at the time, like the siege weapons, like the ones that you could carry around that you would put down, besides the fact that they were stuck in one place, they just weren't doing enough to warrant having them. You know,
Unless
like,
it was the oil.
Yeah.
no, but the ones like you could carry a ballista in your inventory, for example, or
Yeah.
you know, or whatever, or like those ballistas on the walls and things like that. They didn't do enough. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like I could get it kills and stuff occasionally with them, but there was always this question of like, am I really spending my time wisely firing this off rather than going and doing something else? And there are some classes that, yeah, there are. That's probably the best thing they can do is just sit on a piece of siege equipment and just add to the damage, but do you really need to? So, I mean, maybe this is, I don't know, some more dynamic sieging could be cool in war. So we'll see as time goes on.
Cool.
And in other news, let's see, World of Warcraft, it still exists.
Yes, it does.
That's
Does anybody know when Cataclysm's coming out?
no idea.
Don't
Cool.
care.
All right.
Oh, I care. I want to see what happens.
Recently, on Multiplaying,
What I am about to show you next may shock and educate you.
What's been going on Multiplaying? Let's see. On Multiplaying, be sure to join our Steam group at steamcommunity.com/groups/multiplayingnet. Site of the week this week is Where It. Basically, as I said it in the thread where we gave him the site of the week, it's pretty bananas that dude is actually making a database for weapons and armor on his site for Warhammer Online. That is just pretty badass. Real quick, I wanted to throw out that shows are probably going to get a little bit smaller because we're going
Not
back.
hot.
No, this is like after the event.
Yeah, this is
Everything's getting
the
smaller.
after the culmination of things.
Because we were doing bi-weekly shows, we were kind of letting them go stretch a little bit longer. We had always tried to keep it around an hour, and we're going to try to go back to around an hour. Mostly because, I should say partially because of editing. We have stuff that we do on the weekends, of course, and this takes time, so it's cutting it down makes it that much faster to edit and get up. Hot. But primarily the big reason why we're doing this is because we only have so much space that we can put on the host per month. And if we go longer than around an hour or so a show, we run out of space. We actually, the last episode that went up almost didn't go up because we were just about out of space. And we almost had to wait another week or so. So that is why you're going to start seeing a little bit smaller shows, but they're weekly, so... And it's free, so shut up, stop
so
complaining.
shut up. What the hell?
Don't complain.
We're not charging you.
I know. Why would we charge you for a podcast?
Exactly.
That's a good
crazy.
question.
That's crazy. But anyways, other stuff worthy of discussion. Oh, it was added in here about Mass Effect 2's BioWare, which is actually pretty interesting. Are you talking about the Shadow Broker?
Yeah, the Shadow Broker stuff was added in a couple days ago, finally.
Oh, it is added in.
Want to get that?
Yeah, the Shadow Broker where you get to join Liara and go take
Yes.
out the Shadow Broker in his lair and
My
shit.
main squeeze in the first one.
Yeah, so that's finally in as of the 7th.
Cool.
So
The
that's
thing I read,
exciting.
the thing I read about that is that in that one, there's not in any other DLC, but in this piece of DLC, decisions made in that will actually transfer over to events in Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, Shadow Broker is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a really nice bridge to the other one. But have they said is this the last DLC to come out for Mass Effect 2?
I don't know. I know it's coming towards an end because they're trying to wrap up what they had in development and not make any new ones. You know,
See,
like,
I want to wait till the last one comes out before I go through again and play all this.
Yeah, I haven't played any of the DLC yet, and I'm still sticking to my, I'm waiting until there's a date on Mass Effect 3, and then I'll probably go pick up all the DLC and play through it.
Right, yep.
Yeah, I played through a little bit of it, and then I kind of feel the same way now. I'm like, you know what? I'd rather like play the whole game through again with all the DLC in there at one time.
Well, I'm not going to play through the game again, I'm just going to play through all the DLC.
Oh.
I don't want to have
I mean,
there be a long-ass time before I play the next game, I guess.
Yeah, you want to.
Either way,
I don't
Either
think
way.
I've got a chance to. What do you think of it after you beat it, Steve?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It was, oh my god, it was fantastic. Loved it.
you need to try a Renegade game.
No,
I'm definitely
I'm not
definitely on my list for game, like on my top 3 or 4 of game of 2010 for sure.
it's like one of my.
None of you guys are ever like
favorite games
even willing to try Renegade.
I'll try it. I'll dick around, but I don't want to take it seriously because that's not. I love the narrative in that game. That's not my character. That's not what I did.
Yeah, no, and what's funny about that, I was not to bring up Red Dead again, but what's funny about the choice of doing good or bad, I have a harder time, I was thinking about it today when I was playing Red Dead, I have a harder time with storyline decisions in something like Mass Effect that I choose like right off the, like in a textual thing that I'm going to make this negative decision and make myself more quote unquote bad. But in like Red Dead, I play a very good character in Red Dead too, but I think I would have less of a problem just popping a cap in some random ass citizen and making myself look bad in something like Red Dead than I would in Mass Effect.
No, yeah, because there's not really any ties to it. There's not any ties to it.
But there is, because it actually like affects your...
Not like Mass Effect though.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little different, but you're perceived completely different in the game.
Ultimately, it's still a Rockstar game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Like,
I mean, there's that level of I'm just shooting random people, so, rather than I have to make this big decision whether to have sex with Jack. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt
You
like
had
the
sex
Renegade
with Jack,
Shepherd.
so-
I don't
No, I
know.
didn't.
I always felt like the Paragon Shepherd was kind of wuss. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
we all had sex with Jack, but we all deleted that. We didn't save. We just reloaded. Because I know I did.
Yeah. As soon as that happened, I was like, even as a Renegade, I was like, wow, that was.
Yeah, I remember you telling me, like, wow, like, people do not like me. Like, even for a dick, I need to go back and change it.
Yeah. No, well, no, it was like because she turns all soft on you and crap, and I'm like, oh, come on. And I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that. You know?
I think even you said, I remember you telling me that you went to talk to some of the other females, and they could all tell that you had been with her. And,
Yeah, like they could smell it. Like they're like,
yeah,
Oh.
like they're
like
they
you smell like Astroglide. Get out of here.
like I think a little tattooing rubbed off on you.
Oh
She's
man.
my prison bitch.
Did you
My
gain a few
prison bitch.
piercings just in the last couple hours? You know what happened? You know, like
Yeah, you come out of the room with an earring.
an earring and then like just all kinds of random like piercings that like,
And you're just like, what's up?
yeah, what's going on? Are you okay? You're bleeding.
You smell like gonorrhea.
You smell terrible and you're bleeding everywhere.
You need to go see Doctor whatever her name is.
Dr. Shawas or Kawas
Yeah.
or something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, who was it in here that wanted to have sex with her?
Oh, who was that?
I
It was
think
John, wasn't
I
it?
think that was me because I was
Say you?
no, I was,
You- okay.
I was
Yeah.
pointing out. No, listen. Because I was pointing out when she was like, "Ooh, we could share a bottle of scotch," and I was like, "Oh shit, she wants to sleep with me."
Yeah. Taking it
Mm-hmm.
like bagging Mrs. Cleaver.
And then, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Mrs. Robinson, Anyway. Anyway, so, what? Yeah. I was just bringing that up from that.
Or the lady from Facts Alive.
Oh, I still think Miranda's a dude. She's always wearing that collar to cover her head.
No, she is not a dude. I checked.
Every skin, every outfit, everything. She has a collar that's suspiciously high. It's an Adam's apple. I don't know, man.
That's hot, though.
Manly hand, hiding an Adam's apple. It's just very weird to me. So
she's voiced by the chick from Chuck, so that means she's hot. So
it doesn't matter what the voice is. It's the character.
Hey,
but it's modeled after.
Speaking of Mrs. Cleaver, does anyone? I found that I was confusing because I was thinking about the chick from Airplane, like. Wow, I can't believe, she's still doing stuff. She's on Dancing with the Stars, and I totally confused her with the mom from Brady Bunch. Like, I thought they were the same chick, Florence Henderson.
Oh,
and,
no.
Apparently they're not. Just breaking news to people.
Now I can't get Mrs. Garrett from Facts Alive out of my head.
Oh my god.
Girls! That should be one of the images for the podcast.
It's gonna be.
Her and Miranda and Captain Shepard.
Yeah.
And Joe.
And
Joe. Hey.
I'm tough, so I can't have anyone close to me, but I'm really not.
I'm wearing army clothes.
DeVale is here! Ooh!
We have one email.
Bad.
Oh!
Yeah. We have an email. It's actually, from all people, it's from a person whose birthday is today.
Happy birthday! Who is it?
Sark.
Sark
Sark from
birthday,
Lagwar.
Sark.
Yeah, Sark from Lagwar.com. Happy birthday, Sark. We are going to hear this a little bit belated, but too bad. It said, I'd like to take you on a journey to an alternate universe where everything is Chinese lunch special style, including MMOs. So, if you're confused yet, you must choose one game from column A to play it for the rest of 2010.
Oh no.
One game from column B to play in 2011, and something delicious from column C as the only thing you'll eat for the next 2 years.
Oh, I can totally do this. Let's go.
This is a great question.
Yes, it is.
Sark
I like
does
this
send in
already.
the best questions.
Sark,
I like
you're my
this already.
hero.
Okay. For the game of 2010, column A, do you choose Final Fantasy 14?
Shoot me now.
DC...
Yeah, just
That's a no from John.
get rid of
DC
that.
Universe Online.
What platform?
Doesn't
Whatever
say.
I
platform
think
you want.
it'd be your choice.
Lego Universe or WoW Cataclysm, assuming that it comes out.
For me, for one that I know I could definitely play would be Lego, but I'm hopeful for DC, so I don't know. I think I have to lean towards Lego just because I know that I already like it.
All right, Dean, what about you?
Oh man.
Okay, Jason, what about you?
I'm in the same boat as John. I'm hopeful for DC. I don't think it's going to be that great, but I would love for it to be. But I played Lego Universe, and that's a lot of fun. So
I'm gonna jump on Lego because you can build shit, right?
yeah, you can build lots
Okay.
of shit.
You build anything you want, pretty much.
I'm on it.
Steve?
I'm leaning towards DC. Part of me still wants to say Final Fantasy.
What?
Yeah.
So you're going to be with Sark then.
I don't know. Is he like Final Fantasy?
Sark is going to be in Final Fantasy
Or
hardcore.
is he? Okay. I think I'm still leaning towards DC Universe. I'm more... I like, out of that list of games, I'm very hopeful for that one, but if it does turn out bad, I'd probably go to Final Fantasy. But I guess if I had to choose now, I'd say DC, so...
I would love for that game to be good.
Yeah, me too, but I can't
I haven't
dedicate
played it.
myself to playing it without playing it at all.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. But this is, it's all speculation, people. 2011's game that you have to play all year. This is pretty much going to be the easiest decision. Guild Wars 2, Jumpgate Evolution.
Forgot they were even making that one.
Yeah, I know. Rift.
But I don't even know what that is.
It looks
Neither do
pretty,
I.
looks pretty good. Terra or the Old Republic.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, see, okay. The last one makes it very interesting. I know my answer. But
I know my answer too, but
for people, and it's weird to even think what my answer is versus would have been 6 months ago or whatever.
I think we're on the same boat.
Yeah.
I'm not. I know where you guys are.
Okay, so where are you, John?
I'm at Old Republic, even though I know you guys are in Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, these are hard decisions. I think that I'm gonna, if everybody else is playing Guild Wars 2, that appeals to me more. That's what I would do.
Guild Wars 2 is increasingly more appealing to me.
Hey, I'm not knocking Guild Wars 2, man. That's going to be the fantasy game that I play. But if I had to choose one or the other, it's going to be Old Republic.
And I can't knock any of that too either, because out of my top 5 favorite games, BioWare has made a couple of them, and I'm definitely going to play that. Thank God we don't have to pick just one, but to play for the whole year, I would at this point pick Guild Wars.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we don't live in Sark's Chinese.
Yeah, Sark's crazy
Chinese food
torture
world.
chamber.
Communist nation. You have to pick.
But last
in
year,
reality, we're all going to play both.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm gonna play both games.
and I'm probably going to check out Jumpgate if it comes out, and Rift and Terra and everything else. So.
Yeah, actually, maybe me too. Who knows?
And
Rift looks
Horizon
cool.
too.
And
Oh, yeah.
Horizons 2. Horizons 2 is next year, right?
That looks badass. Have you
Yeah,
seen
it does. You can play a dragon, I guess. But anyway.
that? The dragons transform.
Oh.
Yeah, like Autobots.
Yeah, in a cars.
They're like robotic dragons. Horizons 2 is in the future. I just blew your mind, didn't I?
Confirmed.
Oh, by the way, Rift looks pretty badass.
It does.
Just FYI.
A lot of people, I've only seen some screens and a couple of videos, but a lot of people from PAX were saying that was kind of their surprise game. Like, wow, this actually does look pretty cool. But, yeah. Anyways, there was one more part to this question. You had to eat one thing for the next 2 years. Would it be pork fried rice, egg rolls, wonton soup, or fortune cookies?
Why is it all Chinese?
Because, well, that's the theme, man.
Pork fried rice.
Wonton soup does sound appetizing, but I'm going to go with pork fried rice.
Is the pork fried rice good?
Yes.
Well,
It's
imagine
delicious.
this is all the best of any of these.
Okay. Pork fried rice then as well, because that's just...
I think Jason's probably going to go with egg roll.
No, I really can't, because
He doesn't eat meat.
They're usually made with shrimp and stuff.
Oh, really?
He's a vegetarian.
I would probably have to go with the fortune cookie.
I didn't know that they put shrimp in that.
Everything else has meat in it, so...
I would have a miserable year. I hope to God that never happens.
I'm almost positive.
You can take a multivitamin on top
No.
of it.
The difference is spring rolls.
Exactly. Spring rolls are usually vegetarian. Egg rolls usually have shrimp in them.
Oh, okay.
Spring rolls are like what my wife would eat, and egg rolls is I don't know. I don't eat that either. But
I don't want to live in your world, Sark.
None of us do.
yeah, no kidding. Just for the fact that we can't play both Guild Wars 2 and Star Wars Old Republic.
That's
Yeah,
just
right there, I would break his neck and then just go back. I'm gonna play both games.
But you got to tell him happy birthday after you break his neck. So.
Yeah, right as he's falling to the ground, I would yell
Happy birthday.
Bitch.
Play my games. All right. Well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks to Sark for the excellent email. You always send us some of the best emails. And if anybody else out there would like to send us an email, you can do so by sending it to multiplaying@gmail.com. So, do it today.
Well, gentlemen, no point in hanging around this dump any longer.
Wait! Where are you going? I was gonna make espresso.
Show's over, folks.
You can't go! All the plants are gonna die! Take off, eh?
Thanks for listening to Multiplaying, the companion podcast at multiplaying.net. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to multiplaying@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at www.multiplaying.net.
We've made a lot of friends, shared a lot of laughs, often at the expense of others.
I think some people are going to be upset.
Let me just close this conversation by saying you are one unique individual.
Thank you and good night.
All right, let's get this shit going.
I don't listen to podcasts. podcast. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. This will hopefully be a shorter one.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and Jason had discovered the other night that we might be going a little bit too far lengthwise with the show because we only have, I'm going to explain this to listeners too later, but we only have 250 megs a month. And each of the shows lately have been around 70.
Yeah, we've been going like an hour.
Since we're going back to weeklies, we got to cut it down.
250 megs of storage?
Which sucks because I like putting out the longer podcast because I like the longer podcast.
Well, I don't care about the length so much. I just like it to go naturally, and then I just cut it up.
So fucking hot!
I am so hot right now.
Oh, God.
Did you know when you were saying that?
No, I'm... Okay,
We're leaving that in. We're leaving that in.